What's good, YouTube? Let me see if I'm recording. Okay. We got to react to this. How far have we come? Black teens versus black grandparents. It's a long one, but let's get into it, bro.
Black in America Changed.
I lived Black history.
Amend, The Fight for America is a performance documentary that examines the revolutions and counter-revolutions that have formed
Who's in there?
Black in America Changed.
Just
I
Samuel
lived
Jackson?
Black history.
Amend, The Fight for America is
Sam Jackson, Will Smith. Wait, is that Algie Smith right there?
Changed.
I lived Black history.
Amend, The Fight for America is a performance documentary that examines the
That Willow
revolutions
Smith?
and
What the heck?
counter-revolutions
This somebody
that have shaped
Smiths?
America.
I remember when Kennedy was shot. I remember when
Really?
Martin Luther King
74?
was shot. We grew up with the Panthers. Things have changed so much.
Wow.
Every day I
She
have
talks pretty
conversations
good
with
for
my
a
children
70-year-old.
about the current events, things that are going on today, comparing them to years ago.
How old is he?
About the
57.
current events, things that are going on today, comparing them to years ago.
Were you taught Black history as a child? Yes and no. They would, but it was
You're
always
17?
a whitewashed version of history. Like, oh,
What the
racism ended when the civil rights.
Lie. You was a lie. Bro, you are 26. You're 26.
movement was.
I was taught the bare minimum. Everyone learns about Martin Luther King. I honestly wish I learned a little bit more about slavery.
Today, I'm looking forward to being understood. A lot of the experiences that I have with older Black people is I'm the parent, you're the child, you don't have an opinion.
I like this. Y'all know how to get me with these, man. Y'all bringing in the baddies, bro. Hey.
In my day, we had a consensus. We knew exactly what the priority was. Today's youth, they have a lot of mixed messages. So I'm looking to hear what message is it that they're trying to get across.
Okay, partner with Netflix. Oh, she got dressed too. She got the little forces. Hey, she got a little chain, bro. Stop sipping, Corey. Stop sipping, Corey. Stop sipping, Corey. I'm sipping, y'all. Bro. We're a minute 30 in, bro. I'm already sipping, bro. It's bad. It's bad, bro. Bro, I love everything that I'm seeing right here.
My name is Beverly Arrington. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 70 years old.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 children.
they all just.
Birthday, I'll be 70 years old.
Look at it.
I have 3 children.
Bro, they should have brought me out here, bro.
Grandchildren,
Okay, never mind.
and 3 beautiful
let me
children. 70 years old. I have 3 children, 7 grandchildren, and 3 beautiful great grandchildren.
Wow, and she's 69. You got all that. You got 3 kids, 7 grandkids, 2 great grandkids. At 70 years old. Okay.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
My name is Skip
Oh,
Townsend,
that's good.
57 years
That's
old,
good.
born and raised right here in Los Angeles. I'm the father of 12 children. I have
Woo,
15
doggy.
children. I have one.
Set
I'm the
12
father of
kids.
12 children. I have
No, they ain't with the same mama. Or are they? Never mind.
15 grandchildren. I have 1 great children. I have 15 grandchildren. I have 1 great grandbaby. I'm an advocate for peace. So I'm a domestic violence counselor, anger management, parenting.
I'm Cynthia Singleton.
Okay.
I'm 74 years old.
Respect.
My main thing in retirement is I'm a coordinator for intergenerational tutoring program for LAUSD.
Wow.
And I'm happy. I'm really fortunate. I have a good life.
Hi, I'm Alex Alexandra. I'm 17. I'm a high school student. I'm biracial, so it's kind of hard for me.
She little blaze. Little blazer baddie. Oh my god. Oh my god. Y'all gonna make me act up, bro. Y'all got me simping already for the blazing baddie, bro. Bad.
To find my part of society, so I fight for literally everybody because I understand that we are extremely marginalized and we deserve better.
My name is Devin Hayden. I'm 17 years old. When I go to college, I hope to pursue a degree in political science because I feel as though there are not enough young people or black people in government.
Hello, I'm Bree.
He reminds me, bro. I swear this kid goes to my school. Not him, but like there's someone literally just like him, dresses like him, sounds like him, that goes to my school, bro.
Or black people in
Wait, what's his name? Devin?
Because I feel as though there are not enough young people or black people in government.
Hello, I'm Bree. I'm in school. I go to FITM and I'm studying merchandising and marketing. I also work at a bakery, getting me through college. But yeah, I'm just taking life one day at a time. I'm just trying to figure out my space in this world.
Can I get my grandparents on the right?
Look at my grandparents on the right.
If you agree, step forward. If you disagree, stay back. My generation has had it harder than the other side.
None of y'all better step up. Yeah, thank you. See, you don't want to start nothing. Bro, you do not want to start nothing, bro. Stay yourself back. Do not walk up to that. They're going to have something to say for you. They're going to pull out the belt.
At a bank, they would use me as the supervisor, but I was still making minimum wage. And then they promoted all of these other people who were white. I didn't have any of the titles and did all the work. I was trusted to do the work. I wasn't trusted to get paid any more money.
I had a job, and they actually told me that I looked too militant because I had a fro, and I was proud of my fro. And I had an Afro sticker on my car, and they told me in order to continue to work here, you have to get rid of the fro and get the Afro sticker off of your car. We had to toe the line and look the best, act the best in order to have any kind of advancement. Whereas now I think things are a little looser.
Yeah.
For me, I think being 14, 15 years younger than you two, my challenges were different. It wasn't about a job. We couldn't go to the movies because the Crips had started. Because now we can't go to the park. Now when I go to school, there's a different element. So when my mother tells me to go to the store, and the store is maybe 2 blocks away, but I know just crossing that busy street puts me in danger, it'll make me go 6, 7 blocks the other way. And my whole world was not about get a high school diploma. I just want to get home every night. So it's just so many things that were dangerous in my growing up in the 1980s and 90s that I think that what the children have today is a silver or maybe even golden spoon.
Wow. Man, that was powerful.
Golden spoon era in here.
Silver or golden
Yeah,
spoon.
I completely agree with everything you guys said, and we could even say that we've had a golden spoon in our mouths. You guys aren't wrong with that.
I mean, you guys definitely like paved the way for us. We were just following in your footsteps almost. I do think that our generation has a lot of pressure on our career and education, and I appreciate it. It is very stressful. My parents want me to have a good job and go to a good school. My grandparents want the same, but it's because they want me to have what they didn't have.
I wholeheartedly agree that
Yeah, this is true, bro. They like a lot more black parents nowadays are like they know they want you to go far. They know about college. They know about all this stuff, bro. Back then, like in their generation, their parents probably didn't even tell them to go to college. They didn't probably tell them to do any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? No one did. That wasn't the expectation for black people to go to college, bro. The expectation, you get out, you go work, you gonna have a whole bunch of kids, you just live your life, and bro, you gotta stay out of trouble. They had the Ku Klux Klan, they had a whole bunch of stuff, bro. They had enough stuff to worry about. They had riots and stuff, bro.
you guys had it way harder, but you guys were lucky in the point that you knew who the racists were. You knew the KKK was down the street over there. You knew because they was in your face with it. Now, in the face of technology and the new age, people are way covert about it. They hide it. I've had somebody comment monkey under my thing, and I didn't even know who it was. I'm only 17. I'm not prepared to have somebody on the internet who doesn't know who I am call me derogatory slurs or, you know, threaten to kill me. You know what it's like to experience overt racism. I don't. But I need you guys in situations like that because I don't know what to do.
I do have to say one thing that I kind of disagree with. I feel as though the younger generation
Bad.
as much guidance or
What do you say?
thing that I kind of disagree with. I feel as though the younger generation doesn't have as much guidance or a specific goal that you guys had. You guys had people like Malcolm X. You guys had people like Fred Hampton. You've had people like that. Who do we have? Obama, maybe. We don't really have those leaders to guide us in a certain direction.
I disagree. I think you are the leaders. People are going to tell you that you have to aspire to be somewhere, but Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X both died before they were 40. They were the leaders when they were your age.
It's true.
So you guys are the leaders. And who you hang around. See, I hung around Big Monster, Tiny Killer, Little Shooter, Baby One Punch. You guys not hanging around them. You're hanging around people who are inspired and motivated to do the same things you're doing. So the leaders are here. I don't think you recognize them because they're right next to you.
This guy is smart, bro. I like this guy right here, bro. He knows what bro. He knows like how to say like something powerful, bro.
Protest should be peaceful.
Absolutely not.
I've seen in the 1992 riots and also in the recent uprisings that a lot of opportunists were there. And it was the opportunity to tear up our own community.
92, is that Rodney King? Wait.
Emotions.
Police. African-American motorists. That was Rodney King, right? That was Rodney King, right? Am I wrong, or is that someone else?
The drive, the passion creates something that turns violent, it turns ugly, and the rest of the world is able to see that there's a lack of control. Let's work on finding a solution rather than just destroying the community.
I think one of the greatest examples is the bus boycott. The world runs on economics. It's all about the money. Hurt them in the wallet. You can march till you're blue in the face, but unless they're going to lose money, then it doesn't affect them as much as the bottom line does, that these people are going to actually stop buying our products. Affect the money, and I think you'll get a much longer reaching of...
Facts. Good Lord, man. Speaking of facts right now. I've dated, 17, okay.
effect.
Okay.
And you seem so peaceful.
I think when we were going through the Black Lives Matter protests this past year, the peaceful protests.
They both have septum rings. Her and the Blazing chick.
We see a 10-second clip of it and like, oh, there was a peaceful protest an hour ago. Although I don't agree with violence, I don't want anyone to get killed or hurt, I do think that it brings a little bit more awareness to what we're fighting for.
I feel like I would probably stay back for this because that doesn't really help. I mean, it's hard to say, man. Does it help? That makes if it was all black people, let's say if I were to die, right? If I got killed and all black people were to just like riot and stuff, bro, that doesn't really help anything. Like, I would probably feel better that people care that much about me, but like, that doesn't really solve the problem because then they still think black people are these crazy people. They're tearing everything up. That doesn't really solve the problem.
I agree to an extent. I am a product of the Watts riots. We lived at 115th and Central. Our friend.
Okay. Series of violent confrontations between LA police and residents of Watts. The riots resulted in the deaths of 34 people. 40 million?
Were all in those riots. They'd knock on the door and tell my mother, hey, Miss Addie, keep the kids inside. Things are getting bad out here. I don't agree with everything that happened in the Watts riots because there was a lot of destruction.
Wait, so she's 70 years old. This was in 2021, right? So she was born in like, let's see. Like 50 something, right? She was probably born in 51, right? So in 65, she was about 14.
But the Watts riots are still referenced today. My father always said the squeaky wheel gets the oil. But I don't want anybody to be hurt. I don't want to see a repeat of what we saw at the Capitol. None of us want to see any kind of nonsense like that. We want
Bad.
to have a message with what you're doing.
Yeah, to some extent, I completely agree. But at the same time, I'm a wholehearted.
With what you're doing.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing this guy's 17, bro. This dude is 6'5".
To some extent, I completely agree, but at the same time, I'm a wholehearted believer in civil disobedience. For example, the Founding Fathers, though I'm very critical of them, they used violent tactics to get from Britain to be independent. This is just property damage. I don't really necessarily care if a building gets burned down, if a cop car gets burned down, because how many people have been killed by the hands of the police and nothing has happened?
The whole reason why people
That's true.
protest is because they're upset about something.
I can see that.
Black people have every single right to be upset. And I don't think that we would have got the killers of George Floyd convicted had we been out there just holding a sign, please convict. No, we need to apply pressure to the government. Because if they think that we're not going to step up and take action and hold them accountable, they're not going to do anything.
Okay, I'm going to interject a thought since I'm the senior here. Believe this if you believe nothing else. What you do now will follow you for the rest of your life. This world is digitized, and you don't want to get in this man's system, because this brother can testify, once he gets you in that system, he will keep his foot on your neck, and you will never, ever hardly get free. Say you do something bad, you get arrested, how's that arrest record going to affect you for the rest of your life? I want people to think of long range. I think the Black Lives Matter, what made me overjoyed, and I had tears, because they got it. These kids finally got it. Vote, vote, vote. Protest, yes, but where's the power?
I definitely think that you should be voting, but we have to recognize how undemocratic our system is. We've been voting for decades. Nothing meaningful has been accomplished. There are still disparities when it comes to education. There are still disparities when it comes to police brutality. There are still disparities when it comes to drug charges. These are all problems, and we've been voting, and it hasn't been working.
Okay,
This guy's speaking facts, bro. Everybody in this video is speaking facts, bro. I like this. I like this, bro. I'm enjoying this right now. I'm not gonna lie. This is good. It's just, he's right. The thing is, we're underrepresented anyway. We're the minority. If all of us voted for Biden, right? Every black person voted for Biden. If every white person voted for Trump, everyone else, we would still lose, right? So we have to come together. There has to be some kind of agreement. Just voting itself is not the answer. I mean, it is, but at the same time, we need the leaders themselves to be the change. That's where the change needs to come, because like we need more Obamas. We need more. You know what I'm saying?
hear you and I understand you, but you have to work within the system you live in. The system you live in is voting, and as you can see, Biden and Harris are in office. Voting put them there. Think about what you're doing, who it's affecting, and in the long range, it's not just that one day, it's what's the far-reaching effect of this?
What's the misconception?
Our girl is cute, man.
You as a grandmother.
I think most people think that I'm mean. I know some of the girls where I work would say, she's mean, but boy, she'll get you out of trouble with the union. I'm very straightforward and I'm very blunt. I've always been, because I grew up in a family that was very structured. It was a very religious family, and my parents believed in corporal punishment, and I'm glad, because it's helped me a great deal in my adult life. I think it was a good thing. Hard when you're young, you don't understand it, but in the long run, I think it's a good thing.
I have dated people of another race.
Really? I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that black kid was gonna do it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I didn't expect her. I could see him.
I couldn't get past a couple of dates because we went to Alvera Street, and lo and behold, we ran into all these brothers. And I just felt so uncomfortable. It's not the same for you as it is for us a long time ago. These were in the 60s. I just couldn't continue. And when I told him,
The 60s?
I felt bad because he said, "You're a racist. You
Wait,
won't
what did he
date me
say? What did she say?
And I just felt
She said she felt uncomfortable because there was a lot of black people. There was a lot
I
of
couldn't
brothers.
get past a couple of dates because we went to Alvera Street, and lo and behold, we ran into all these brothers. And I just felt so uncomfortable. It's not the same for you as it is for us a long time ago. These were in the 60s. I just couldn't continue. And when I told him, I felt bad because he said, "You're a racist. You won't date me because of my skin color." And I thought about it, and I said, yeah, that's deep. I've always felt bad about that, but I just couldn't do it.
I mean, I'm in a relationship right
Wait
now.
a minute, wait a minute. Is she married right now? She has grandkids. Are they mixed? I mean, are her kids mixed? Or are they black? I want to know
I
that.
just couldn't do it.
I mean, I'm in a relationship right now with a white person. If you like, you like that's it. It shouldn't be a
Can
discussion.
I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
When you go out and you see brothers, African American men, do they look at you different because you're with a white guy?
1,000%. Like I told him, people are gonna look at us, and they're not looking at you. They're looking at me because I'm with you. It doesn't
Yeah.
make me uncomfortable, but I do see people staring.
That's
I
probably
think
true.
even though I'm not against interracial dating, I think that if the child is black, that they should never lose that black culture and try to assimilate another culture. I have a problem and an issue with that.
No, I want the black kid to speak on it, bro. What you got to say?
I'm obviously a product of an interracial relationship.
Yeah.
My mom is Filipino, my dad is
Little
black.
black, little
Watching
black,
my
little
parents
black.
try to understand each other, and then me being a biracial person, like, it's really hard to bridge that gap because my mom is an immigrant from the Philippines. She doesn't know what the black experience is. I see.
Wait a
the
minute. So
disparity
for her, does this mean has she dated another Blasian or she dated another just anyone that's not black? Is that
and understanding. And in the same sense that my dad doesn't really understand what I go through. And I'm in a relationship with a black person right now. And it's so much simpler to explain, like, this is my experience as a black woman. This is what you will have to deal with. Police brutality if my child is dark skinned. But until this point, I've never encountered anyone.
Why she looking like that?
Brutality if my child is dark skinned. But until
she
this
like?
this point, I've never encountered anyone that is willing to sit down with me and be like, okay, your experience is valid. We're going to get through it together. Because they completely shut down when they realize you have baggage.
In 8th grade, I gave a speech to about 5,000 people. It was for the promotion from 8th grade to 9th grade. And they were always telling me, oh, I'm so articulate. And I don't like that very much because I'm like, well, what does that mean, you know?
Sometimes I act white.
God dang it. Oh no. I knew he was gonna get it. I knew 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 it. Bro, I used to get this too. I still get it. People say I act white or they say I talk white. Cause like sometimes I can say like, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Blah, blah. But sometimes I'm like, this is how you do this. And if you want to do this, you got to be like this. And like, I can be very articulate. I have a very large vocabulary, bro. And like, I've gotten this plenty of times, bro.
Do you act white? That's not a thing. That doesn't exist.
It's not a
like
thing.
Colloquial
It's not. Whoops. Dang it.
term that people use to refer to one power when people refer
Like
to
that's really stupid. It's stupid that people say that because they're saying that if you articulate yourself right and you really say what you mean and you say it in a way that's very clear and precise and concise, you know, like, bro, that does not mean white. Why can't that be what black means? Why can't, if someone talks smart, why can't you say you act black? Huh? And that makes no sense. And it's really, like when black people say that, you acting white, that sends us back another 20 years. Every time you say that, it sends us back another 20 years, bro. Like, no. Because that's defeating the purpose of everything that people have been going through.
Me as like, oh yeah, you talk white, you sound white, you dress white. They're referring to a higher status than my color, my skin color.
Ain't nobody gonna take me seriously if I spoke like this. If I went to a meeting and I spoke with a twang.
Bro, that was perfect.
Referring to
I love that right there.
than my color, my skin color.
She's
Ain't nobody
so
gonna
cute,
take
bro.
me seriously if I spoke like this. If I went to a meeting.
Nobody
and
gonna take me serious if I spoke like these. That's what she said. Bro, she's so cute, bro. I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody gonna take me seriously if I spoke like this. If I went to a meeting and I spoke with like the little twang in your voice, they gonna think, oh, you one of them ghetto ones. You the loud, angry black woman. So I have to present myself in a way that is consumable and acceptable to the people that I am presenting myself with.
Do you think that you being mixed has anything to do with that?
Oh yeah, Asian people have this positive stereotype that they're
The model.
the model minority myth, like you're the smart, you're the good minority. And if people see me as that Asian self and I distance myself from the blackness, which I've had to do before in order to give myself good opportunities, it's unfair.
Man,
It doesn't apply to me.
this is good, bro.
My mother used to always tell me that I act black. So I had a hard time trying to get to the other side of that, and I don't think I ever reached it. I don't think I ever acted white.
Maybe I should have said agree. I do act professional in certain settings. Like I work in customer service. I have to raise my voice 3 octaves for people to think that I'm being respectful. And maybe people think I'm white over the phone. Maybe my name and my voice correlates. I could be white, but I never try to be white.
You know what, bro? When I work at Little Caesars, man, I had to man, I can't get mad. I can't be like ghetto or anything, bro. I can't say anything like. I don't. Never mind.
I've heard the term, you're one of those
Forget it.
educated black women. I love being professional. I love my education to shine. Love it. Can move in the other direction if made to do so. I can go south real quick. Okay?
Yup. That's how you got to do it, man.
Well,
You can't just be all the way
being
one way.
Articulate and educated for trying to be white. But I think our generation, that was the norm. You strived every day to be intelligent.
Correct.
I'm gonna be blunt. You don't go out ashy. Put that Vaseline on your legs and on your elbows. Don't go out with rollers in your hair. Are you crazy? We were taught you have to be better. You have to look better. You have to act better. You have to dress better. You represent a whole group of people. And I think that ideology may be lost a little now when you go out. But we were trained to act the best we could act, not to use ebonics. You know, we had
African Black English regarded as language in its own right rather than as a dialect of standard English.
to survive. I don't look at it as a negative thing.
James Baldwin once said that whiteness is a metaphor for power. Black people are trying to get educated, trying to seek intelligence and knowledge to gain power in one way or another, whether it be economic power, whether it be culturally. We want to be recognized as human beings.
Yes, sir. All right, that was well said.
I like those shoes.
The most impactful event for me was being incarcerated in LA County Jail in 1998. I was wrongfully accused and treated unfairly, in particular because my father passed away while I was about to start a trial for 2 life sentences. And the reward that I got for my father passing away is I was put in a hole. The system didn't know what to do with me, so they put me in isolation. It was done to protect the other inmates because I might have been volatile and going through something and would have exploded, and that's definitely unfair. I think that the system needs to integrate some healthier procedures.
I have trauma.
I would just say I have a lot of trauma with the cops. My dad always had run-ins. I was always in the car from a young age. And I just get immense anxiety. Like passing a cop car, seeing a cop. When I first started driving, my parents had me put like my registration, everything like right above my head so I didn't have to reach, so I wouldn't get shot. When I get pulled over, I FaceTime my father. I have video. Like It's stressful to be afraid of a cop on a daily basis, but that's why we gotta go there.
I watch black people die on TV like it's a show for everyone to see. I watched George Floyd die in front of the entire world in my phone. That looked like my father to me. When I saw Breonna Taylor, I thought of my sister. When I saw Ahmaud Arbery, I saw my older brothers. It takes a toll on you to see that and to constantly understand that this is your reality. This could potentially be me. I've been assaulted and experienced microaggressions and have been harassed before, and you know, nobody really wants to talk about it, because what do you say to like a 12-year-old girl who's just been, you know, sexualized? It's a painful conversation that a lot of people are not ready to have.
So acknowledging everything you guys said, I want to talk about PTSD, but not post-traumatic stress disorder. I want to talk about what you just said, which is present. It's happening right now. It's reoccurring trauma. I feel like I'm in a domestic violence relationship with law enforcement, with society, with the government. And at any moment, my life and my children's life are in danger. And you guys as well. Yeah. So it's not post-traumatic, it's present, it's right now.
I love this guy, man. I love that guy.
That's one of the blessings of growing old. You get control of your emotions more. So I don't think I'm as stressed as a lot of people over the things that are happening. They affect me, but I know that I can't control it. So what is that going to cost me in the long run if I lose myself and my health? And everybody doesn't have that luxury to be able to do that. And I understand that. And because I think two things happened to me when I was a younger woman in my 30s, 40s. My son was shot and killed on the street, drive-by shooting, and 2 years later, my husband committed suicide. So you realize you can't control everything, but you can control how you react to it. And you've got to get yourself under control, or you will lose yourself. So I guess in a way,
Wow. Man.
I have TPS. What do you call it? PTSD, yeah. So I seem very composed. I seem very cool.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, she went through all this. She is like calm and just, man, she is so strong, bro. Man.
It's because you have to be to survive. You have to. It's all about surviving.
Generational trauma is real.
This is powerful.
Post-slavery trauma.
This is powerful,
went
man.
into my grandparents, who taught my mother, and my mother taught me. It's really important to know that it has been passed on. My mother beat me because her mother beat her.
Yes.
Her mother beat her because her mother beat her.
Yes.
Because they did not want the masters on the plantations to beat their children. So they said, no, beg them, please, no, I'm gonna teach them. And they get a whip and go beat their own kids so that someone else wouldn't. And this is passed down. This is handed down to me, even where, I said I have 12 children. Well, 7 of the oldest ones, they too got beatings, where the last 5, they got talking tos, they got timeouts, and we go sit on the porch. It's a different concept, and it is definitely handed down.
Yeah,
So it goes back all the way to slavery.
I would take it back to
That's crazy.
pre-slavery.
It does. That's 100%. 100% definitely goes back to slavery, bro. And that's why, like, a lot of things nowadays go back to slavery more than you would think. Like for example, the beatings, like the spankings, bro. That goes back to slavery because the slave masters would beat the people, and now this is in 18 something, right? It ended in 1865, right? So it's 2021. People still get beat. Black kids still get beat, and it's just people always say, like, oh, I got beat when I was a kid. Look, I'm fine. Are you? How do you know you're fine? In what sense? Or how do you know your kid is going to respond the same way? It's not good. A lot of things go back to slavery, bro. It's not. That's not a good reason to just keep doing it just because you think you're fine, and so it must work. Like, bro.
Going on to what you say, that's kind of why a lot of stress-induced illnesses, it runs in black families, is because we're constantly under this pressure and stress. Mental health isn't something that black people can afford to deal with because you have a whole bunch of other issues to deal with.
And another thing that goes back to slavery, like when people say dark skin versus light skin, right? That goes back to slavery if you think about it, bro. The house slave and the outside slave, right? With the house slave, a lot of times they were from the master who's white. They rape a slave. They have a mixed baby, right? They're light skinned. They stay inside. They do the cooking, the cleaning, or whatever. And the darker skinned ones, they stay outside. They pick the cotton. They do all this stuff, right? And nowadays people say, "Oh, you so light skinned. You do this, you do that." I've never really been that type of person because I know where that stems from, and I don't like that. I don't like to feed into that. I don't talk about stuff like that. I might joke every now and then, but like I don't do it often at all. Once every blue moon.
Life. You can't afford to go see a therapist because you got to get them bills paid.
Right.
And I just want to say that we were told you will deal with things that you've never dealt with before, so you're going to have to, find your way. And just dealt with it maybe very privately, or go to church and listen to the sermons, and let the pastor tell us, what's all this stuff that's going on.
Yes, a lot of people went to church and dealt with stuff. Other people went outside the liquor store. So Mad Dog 2020, Cisco, St. Ives, Old English became the healing. They dealt with it through alcohol or substance abuse.
Living in the United States is a privilege.
Yes. Step up.
I mean, yes, there's a million flaws in our system, but we do have all these resources and programs. Some kids don't even get to read, have a book, have a pencil. So I'm lucky to be here. That's all. Yeah.
I have been fortunate enough. I've traveled all over the world.
She said it perfectly.
Vietnam, Singapore, Japan, China, Italy,
Wow.
Rome,
Wow.
France, and there's no place
Wow.
like the United States because we have a middle class. Almost everywhere in the world, it's rich or poor. There's no Section 8, there's no WIC, there's no AFDC. You just on your ass.
I've been to other countries as well, and it really matters what you value. Like, when I go to places like the Philippines, yes, they're poor over there, but their family bonds are like this. They are happy. Who do you see who's working a 9-to-5 job behind a desk happy with what they live with? People in the suburbs doing the same thing every day for 40 years, just having kids, staying home, going to work. And I feel like the perception that you guys carry is a result of the indoctrination of the American dream. You're taught that you're going to get a white picket fence with a nice house in the suburbs, and that's why so many people come here, is because we sell America like this is a utopia, a great place, but then you come here and then you see immigrants suffering. So they come here expecting better, only to...
I'm mad she said she had a boyfriend, bro. I wish she was mine, bro. She is so cute, bro. And she's smart, bro.
to have a different set of struggles.
Man.
I understand how you feel, but it's one thing to say it than to live it. And even yourself, like when you go to the Philippines, I've been to the Philippines, they were exploited from the military base that was there. I mean, they live in deplorable conditions. Universal health care, yeah, that's all good too, but look at some of the other conditions they live in. We take a lot for granted. I just still say it's not as easy as it looks.
Do you think that America has been good, or do you think black people have been privileged in America?
For me, it's a compare and contrast. This is good about this country, this is bad about America. This is bad about this country, this is good about America. And for me, I feel, I like it here, so.
I want to answer your question. That's what's good about traveling. Black people are prejudiced against all over the world. It's not just
America, right.
Because the ruling class has made you think that blonde hair, blue eyes, and light skin is better.
True.
So in Brazil, if you're light skinned, you're better. In Africa, women are dying of cancer to bleach their skin white. So don't think it's just America that suppresses the black man. I'd be hard put for me to leave the United States and be able to survive at the level I live here.
Very good point.
You know, Michael, that this side of the room, the bad hips, the bullet wounds and all that starting to set in for this side, just let you know, all right?
Black people are resilient.
Oh,
Step up. Step up.
Speed up for that one.
Easy. Softball question.
I am a strong black woman, and I would not be here today if I wasn't.
Yes, you are.
I am a strong black woman as well, because I am willing to take on anything that affects my family, affects the things that I believe in.
I'm a strong black man, and I know that because of all the obstacles and challenges that I had to face, not only with society, but I had to face the challenges within my own community. I am resilient because I have the power to harm or to heal. And at this time, I choose to heal. I'm resilient.
Power to you.
My great-grandmother was a slave, so it taught my grandfather how to be resilient, how my mom and me. So we've been taught since we were born, like, how to be resilient, and it's a powerful trait to have, I'll say.
That's true.
Every obstacle, all the turmoil we've had to overcome, it's amazing that we're all sitting here right now as a people, or
Yes.
as one of the most
Yes.
resilient people that have walked this earth.
We've been beaten down, we've been assaulted, we've been torn down in ways.
Bro, this is so good, man. You think about, you know what, bro, I was thinking about in one of my psychology classes one time, bro. There's a poster, right, of all the presidents in the United States. And it was in black and white. Okay? And from when was George Washington elected? 1700 something, right? Go all the way down. White, 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 white. You know what I'm saying? Until number 44, Barack Obama. Like you imagine, imagine someone like George Washington in heaven, or, you know what I'm saying? Or imagine him in a time machine looking at that poster. He's got slaves. George Washington had slaves, right? He's got slaves, black people slaves. Back in 1700, there were slaves. That was before even the Emancipation Proclamation, right? That was before that. He has no clue. He died in 1799, right? He has no clue that any of this is gonna happen, that this ever happened, right? That we're gonna sit here today. We have our own houses, we have our own stuff, and if George Washington saw that poster and saw a black man as a president of the United States, he would lose his mind. A black man, the president, that's the same position you are, a black man. A slave that you have is a president. That, like, everything, we went from slaves to presidents. Literally 0 to 100.
I don't even think humanity could even comprehend, and yet we still
can't
get up
comprehend.
every single time.
Yes, we still fight. We still fighting for, Jesus Christ, like 500 years now, right? We still fight to this day, all the time, and we will continue to fight. This is resiliency at its finest.
For
You can't
hours
say
and listen
nothing.
to you guys tell your stories,
can't
so
say
that
we're
my
not resilient,
son or
bro.
daughter won't have to go through that again. I want it to end here. We all deserve better.
Well, I want to say that I apologize to you guys because I was expecting, y'all to be sagging. I was expecting you to be combing your hair, you hitting on your phone and stuff. So I apologize.
Sagging? What is it?
I was expecting y'all to be sagging. I was expecting you to be combing your hair, you hitting on your phone and stuff. So I apologize because I had a misconception, but I had no idea who you were going to be. And you guys really are the leaders. So I'm honored and humbled to be in your presence today. Thank you guys for being here because you.
Bro, I love this video, bro. I love this. This is my favorite video of all time, bro. I love this video. I love it. I'll see y'all next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is very powerful, bro. I'll see you next video. Peace out. Shoot.